Hello everyone and welcome to another Supercut video of our Budget Builds Monthly series. We're going to go into some details of what's different from our standard Budget Builds Monthly videos, and then we'll get into building out these PCs. So let's get into it. So the reason for Budget Builds Monthly Supercut is because I didn't want people to have to wait a couple of years to see what their PC request build would be like. So instead of doing once a month, I'm just going to take a handful and build out in these Supercut videos. I did specify in the first episode of this season, every third month will be a Supercut video, depending on how much requests we have to go through. But they will vary from Supercut to Supercut. Now, this being a Supercut video, I won't go into too much depth like I normally do on each Budget Builds Monthly episode. I'm actually just going to do the PC build, list out some pros and cons, maybe check out the used market, but it won't be a full in-depth build like I normally do. Whether you're new to the channel or you've seen our other Budget Builds Monthly videos before, I'm just going to outline quickly what we touch upon. Posting the first Monday of every month, I review your budget request submitted via the Google form down in the description below. Using this information and PCPartPicker, I try to build the best bang for the buck PC within your budget, considering any constraints or platform preferences you may have. We usually make 4 builds, 2 AMD and 2 Intel, using either DDR4 or DDR5. We also check for deals on Micro Center and Newegg to see if we can modify the build to create a better PC within your budget. If possible, we also take a look at the used marketplace too. Next, we compare each build using online benchmarks and list out the pros and cons of the top options. This helps us figure out which build is best for you. And don't forget, we can't do any of this without your input. Speaking of the input, let's see how we fill out the Budget Builds request form. Now, a quick disclaimer to go with this. Budget builds will be as close or slightly over the budget due to parts and availability, as well as sales going on at the recorded time. In case you forgot or you're new to the channel, this is how we fill out the Budget Builds request form. For your privacy, we do not collect your Google information. Just don't worry about that. You actually don't have to sign in. Budget builds do not include taxes, fees, or Windows keys unless specifically asked otherwise. Budgets will be in USD. Now, form factor preference, this will determine case size, as in this is the motherboard size we're going to pick. If you want a mini ITX motherboard, we will go with a mini ITX case, unless you want us to get a micro ATX motherboard and then a specific case size, just put here in other. For CPU and GPU preferences, if you want us to build an Intel only system or an AMD only system, and same thing for their graphics cards. If you have any other preferences or requests when it comes to CPU or GPU, like an Intel GPU, just put it here in the other category. Areas of focus just covers the hierarchical standpoint of how we're going to build out the system and spread that budget. If you want us to focus first on your CPU, then your motherboard, maybe your graphics card, we're just going to put the budget more focused towards those. Focus first, and then focus last. We'll just grab some generic and placeholder items for you, the user, to actually pick out later on. For already purchased or own system components, if you already have a power supply or a case or anything like storage, just put it here. Just specify specifically what you have, just so we can work that into the build and we don't have to worry about putting money towards something in that budget that you already have. No sense in buying 2 PC cases if you can just use the one you already have. For peripherals, if you are requesting any, like a mouse, a keyboard, a monitor, a headset, just press on the peripheral and then the other just request what kind. For example, if you want a 1440p monitor, just hit monitor and then press 1440p in here. And then other request, no RGB or anything else you want us to know, just press in the other and then hit submit. And that pretty much concludes filling out the Google form. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comment section below. Alright, with all of that out of the way, let's check out what kind of system we're building out in this month's episode. First user has a budget of $1,500 USD, wants a gaming type of system on a mini ITX motherboard an AMD CPU with an NVIDIA graphics card, focusing first on our cooling, our motherboard and case, CPU, then our GPU, and then everything else. Currently none already owned or purchased system components, no peripherals, and no RGB or other requests. Alright, so now that we have the first system set, let's get into building it out. We did have an AM4 build, but this AM5 build is way better, so we're just not going to take a look at that. Starting things out with our CPU with the Ryzen 7 7800X 3D. It's an 8-core, 16-thread, 4.2 GHz boost into 5.0. For our CPU cooler, we went with the 360mm AIO by Thermalright. For motherboard, we went with the ASRock A620i. It's a Wi-Fi Mini ITX AM5 motherboard. For memory, we went with a 32GB kit of G-Skill Flare X5, DDR5 6000 CL36. Would try to find a little bit better RAM, but it's all up to the user for that. And then for storage, we went with two Crucial P3 Plus 1TB PCIe 4.0x4 NVMe SSDs. Real quick, we could probably drop one of these and find better RAM, but it's kind of up to the user what they want. For our graphics card, with the Zotac Gaming Twin Edge Overclock GeForce RTX 3070. Probably could find an RTX 3070 for used for less. Maybe just look at your local marketplace and see what you can find. Now I picked a case that costs a little bit more, even though it's a mid-tower case. This is just so it budgets the user out a little bit more if they have a specific mini ITX case they want to use instead. Now I did the same thing with the power supply. This is a Corsair RM750E 80 plus gold fully modular ATX power supply. Now this won't fit in a mini ITX build. The link I put in the description below will actually switch out this for a mini ITX case and a mini ITX power supply, and will probably still be sitting at that $1,500 budget on the dot. It is a little bit over, but because we got that $1 shipping for that motherboard off Newegg. So there are some compromises, but it's more stuff we have to live with, because we could probably just shift some of that budget around and switch out our components. But again, it's all up to the user. Let's move on to build 2 and see what we got for that. For our second build, the user has a budget of 1,100 USD, wants a gaming type of system, no form factor preference, an AMD CPU, no graphics card preference, wants to focus first on that graphics card, and then our CPU, and then everything else. No purchased or owned system components, no other peripherals or requests. Alright, so $1,100 with that AMD CPU and no graphics card. No graphics card preference, perfectly fine. Let's see what kind of systems we can build out for this. So once again, I was able to build an AM4 system, but the AM5 system is actually better off, so we're just going to stick with that. Now similarly to our previous build, most of the components stay the same, because we're kind of in that similar budget category. But for our CPU, we went with the Ryzen 5 9600X. It's a 6-core, 12-thread, 3.9 GHz boost into 5.4. We once again went with an overkill cooler, especially for this 9600X. But I mean, for $55, a 360mm AIO, perfectly fine for this build. Could probably take it down a little bit and get an air cooler, but at this point, why not just keep it as is? For motherboard, we went with the ASRock B650M Pro. It's a micro ATX AM5 motherboard. The user did not have a preference on form factor preference, so we just kept this as a micro ATX motherboard. For memory, we went with the G-Skill Flare X5 32GB kit of DDR5 6000 CL36, a Crucial P3 Plus 1TB PCIe 4.0x4 NVMe SSD, an RTX 3060 12GB. Are a little bit tough at this price point. You probably could get a 3070 used for maybe a little bit over your budget. And then for case is a placeholder NZXT H5 Flow. And our power supply is a nice Corsair RM750E 80 plus gold fully modular ATX power supply. Now we're sitting $50 under our stated budget. We could probably find some used components, probably shift some things around, maybe get a better graphics card. But for a gaming system, for $1,100, this actually isn't too bad. We could maybe... Now, even though I said the AM5 build was better, the AM4 build was Slightly better in the CPU category, but at least with this AM5 build down the line, if you want to upgrade, you don't have to upgrade your memory, your motherboard, and your CPU. You can just stick with that CPU upgrade. And that concludes build 2. Let's see what kind of build we have for build 3. Moving on to build 3, the user has a budget of $750 USD, wants a gaming type of system, no form factor preference, no graphics card or CPU preference. Focusing first on that graphics card, it's going to be a little tough with that $750 budget. No purchased or owned system components, no peripheral requests, wants RGB, but not at the price of sacrificing performance a lot. Alright, so the good thing about RGB prices is we can probably get some RGB kits, even motherboards with RGB for standard pricing without sacrificing performance. So that's not bad. Let's see what kind of system we can build out for $750. Now for build 3, I did have to compromise a bunch. We ended up downgrading to AM4. Now I could probably get a better LGA 1700 DDR4 or DDR5, or even a cheaper AM5 build just to keep the user upgraded to latest gen. But this is what we're just going to stick with right now. If I find a better build, I'll link it in the description in place of this one. Remember the Ryzen 5 5600X, it's a 6-core, 12-thread, 3.7 GHz boost into 4.6, does have an included cooler. For motherboard, remember the ASRock B550 Phantom Gaming ATX AM4 motherboard. For memory, remember the G-Skill Trident Z Neo, 16GB kit of DDR4 3600 CL16. A 1TB Crucial P3 Plus NVMe SSD. And then we went with an Intel Arc A750 8GB. $750 is a tight budget even to get a graphics card. We'd probably shift some of the money around and get a decent Intel or AMD graphics card in place of this, but it's just what we have at the moment. And then a placeholder case of the NZXT H5 Flow. Gives a little bit more money to work with for the user to select the case they want. And then a 650 watt 80 plus bronze ATX power supply from MSI. Sitting quite under that $750 budget. We could probably add some things like more storage, maybe a better CPU, but I will see if I end up replacing this with a better build in the description. Now we can move on to build number 4. $650 USD or 500 British pounds. Once a gaming type of system, ATX form factor preference, AMD CPU, AMD GPU. Focus first on that graphics card, then our CPU, then everything else. No purchased or owned system components, no peripherals, and wants a request of RGB. It's a little bit less than our previous budget, but I think we can work with this. And here we are for the international build for the United Kingdom. Very full of compromises. Now, unfortunately, because we're working with such a tight budget, we weren't able to actually get a full-on graphics card. So I'm having the user try to find their AMD graphics card for whatever budget they have left, because we have such a small budget. They wanted that AMD graphics card. I would have put an Intel Arc card, but they specified AMD. So unfortunately, we're not able to find a full-blown graphics card. So this is what we got. For a CPU, we went with the Ryzen 5 5600G. It's a 6-core, 12-thread, 3.9 GHz boost to 4.4, has integrated Vega 7 graphics, and comes with a cooler. For motherboard, with the Gigabyte A520 Aorus Elite ATX AM4 motherboard. For memory, with the Corsair Vengeance LPX 16GB kit of DDR4 3200 CL16. We'd actually get 3600 CL18 RAM, but this is perfectly fine as is. For storage, with the 500GB P3 Plus from Crucial, PCIe 4.0x4 NVMe SSD. Could probably upgrade this to 1TB. And then a placeholder Antec AX20 ATX mid-tower case. And the MSI Mag A750 80 Plus Gold fully modular ATX power supply for 107 Great British Pounds under our budget. Now with that 107 Great British Pounds, it's going to be difficult to find an actual AMD graphics card that's actually worth it. So unfortunately, this is the only build we could do. We could probably drop this down to some super low AM4 CPU But even then, it's very, very difficult to find an actual graphics card within that budget. And just for the sake of this one, I'm actually going to show this. So if we edit this parts list, we want to find something with a CPU cooler so we're not actually losing out on that budget. And if we decided just to sort this by low to high, we want this for gaming, so we want an actual decent CPU though. But unfortunately, we'll just pick the Ryzen 5 3400G. Got a higher boost clock and has better Vega graphics, supposedly. Here we are. We have 171 Great British Pounds. Now 171 Great British Pounds for an AMD graphics card is an RX 6500 XT. So we actually get a full-blown graphics card. So right at that budget. But we're running a Ryzen 5 3400G. So which one of these you're going to have to compromise with? Do you buy a better CPU and not have a graphics card for a little bit until you get more budget? Or do you sacrifice on your CPU, get an actual graphics card, and at some point upgrade that CPU? Now it's up to the user. These lists, both of these, will be down in the description below for the user to choose from. We just have one more build to take a look at before we finalize our list. And then for our final PC build we're going to be doing this month, user has a budget of 1000 USD, wants a gaming combination work system PC, ATX form factor preference, no graphics card preference. Again, focus on that graphics card, then our CPU, perfectly fine. No purchased or own system components. Wants a monitor, didn't specify what kind, and no other requests. So for $1,000, we'll probably just get a basic 1080p monitor, 120 Hz, especially if they're going to be doing combination working gaming. A faster response rate on that monitor, but basic 1080p won't compromise anything else. We can see if we can upgrade it to 2K, but $1,000 for that budget with a monitor is kind of tough. So without further ado, let's get into our final build. For a CPU, with the Ryzen 5 8500G, it's a 6-core, 12-thread, 4.1 GHz boost into 5.0. Does have integrated graphics for the Radeon 740M, also includes a CPU cooler. For our motherboard, with the Asus Prime A620 Plus ATX AM5 motherboard, does have Wi-Fi. Cheaper motherboards will not have Wi-Fi. Could actually get a add-on for Wi-Fi, but that's an extra cost. For memory, with the G-Skill Flare X5 32GB FDDR5 6000 CL36, 500GB Crucial P3 Plus PCIe 4.0x4 NVMe SSD. You can actually upgrade this to a 1TB. May end up doing that later on. Take a look at the links in the description below. Don't look at these. For a video card with an RTX 3060 12GB, our case, we picked a placeholder Gamdias Talos E3 Mesh ATX mid-tower case. For our power supply, we've got the Corsair RM750E 80 Plus Gold fully modular ATX power supply. And then our monitor is just a nice MSI Pro 24.5 inch 1080p 100Hz monitor. Now just like every other build, we have some money left in our budget, but you can look at other deals at any other brick and mortar store that you have nearby. If you have a Target, a Walmart or anything, you probably could get a better monitor for the same price. Same thing with these graphics cards, you could probably find one used for less. You can upgrade your storage because we have 25 bucks left in our budget to a 1TB. And that's pretty much it for now. It leaves the user upgradability path. And that brings us to the end. Thank you everyone for watching. User, I hope we actually built out some systems within your scope. Everyone else, consider subscribing, fill out that Google form. Like if you like, dislike if you dislike it, and I'll see you all in the next video.